Hi guys, welcome back to D's Show and Tell. We're doing a comparison today between three wireless earbuds. I have the newly released Apple Airpods 3rd Gen, I've got the Samsung Galaxy Buds Live, and for all of you budget shoppers, I've also got my personal favorite, the Soundpeats Air3. I rank them for each respective categories based off my experience in testing. Rest assured, I'm as unbiased as they come, so definitely no Apple or Samsung fanboying. I've timestamped the different parts of this comparison in the video description if you want to jump to a part that is most important to you. So firstly, let's talk about price. So the AirPods 3rd generation retail for $279 AUD, the Galaxy Buds Live go for $248, and the Soundpeats Air go for $59. Pricing will vary in your region. AirPods are new and are slightly more expensive, but more or less the same as the Galaxies. I bought the AirPods and Soundpeats with my own money. Both were on sale because I do love a deal. The Galaxies came free with my Z Flip 3, and you can see my Z Flip 3 review over here. All in all, I think the pre-order Buds giveaway is just a bit of a marketing ploy. As soon as the pre-order deal expired, I was seeing Z Flip 3 deals going for about $250 off recommended retail. Classic Samsung trying to pull a fast one in my opinion. But what's interesting, the Galaxy Buds are very heavily discounted. I'm seeing local retailers selling grey import versions for as low as $110 delivered. When it comes to price, the Soundpeats are the clear winner here. At recommended retail price, you can get multiple pairs for the price of one set of AirPods. Galaxies are an easy second due to their discounted price, and AirPods obviously in third place. Next, we'll talk about build. All three come with the respective charge cables, Lightning for the AirPods and USB-C for the Galaxies and Soundpeats. The AirPods and Galaxy Buds case are in a gloss plastic, the Soundpeats Air are in a satin finish. In terms of the feel, AirPods and Galaxies are a bit heavier than the Soundpeats. Samsung went for the thick boy approach, Apple went for the long boy, and Soundpeats went for the small boy. Soundpeats are definitely a win for pocketability, the AirPods second and Samsung third. I think Apple's choice to go thinner but longer definitely sits in the pocket better than Samsung's choice to go the thicker case. With the Buds, both the AirPods and the Soundpeats have both gone with a short stem design. Apple has the inclusion of the inner facing mics on the exterior of the stem, but Soundpeats have gone with a more traditional mic placement at the bottom. The Galaxy Buds are the odd one out here for design. They are a bean shape. You have the speaker at the bottom, charge contacts at the top, and the microphone on the exterior. A very interesting call out is the IPX rating of each of these earbuds. The Soundpeats actually have the highest at IPX5. AirPods have an IPX4 and the Galaxy Buds have an IPX2. So just be aware of that if you do take your buds into water regularly. I think all in all, AirPods have the win in this category. It feels the best. While the case is not the smallest, it's still a size and shape that's very livable with. The Soundpeats comes second. It's got a lovely small size. It's a very understated design which I like, and that satin finish is just going to be less susceptible to your nasty fingerprints. The Samsung third, and not that it was a poor design in any regard, but I think the thicker case just made it less appealing than the competition. Now the functions. I really like the controls on the Galaxy Buds Live and the AirPods. So it's a single touch play pause, a double touch next track, and a triple touch previous track. And the Galaxy Buds also have a touch and hold for presets. While the Galaxy Buds and the Soundpeats are both a tap functionality, AirPods have a little knob to squeeze. Take from me, squeezing feels much better and is easier than touching. So I don't think that the Soundpeats controls are as good. Single taps are for volume, track changes holding down on either side, double tap to pause, triple for voice assistant. Most people tend to shuffle through their tracks when they listen to music, and holding down each track skip just isn't practical. All three have in-ear detection to pause a track when pulling them out, which is great, but that's as far as the tricks on the Soundpeats go. AirPods and Galaxies, tons of functions. I'll put them up on screen, but here are my major callouts. AirPods spatial audio is excellent, makes music and movies feel very immersive. If other Apple devices, the AirPods can be used quite seamlessly across all those devices. Unfortunately, all the special features are for Apple only. Spatial audio is available on Android, but only through Apple Music. The Galaxy Buds have heaps of options. ANC, you can customize a touch and hold function, a gaming mode, although inexperimental, but AirPods don't have that. Did I mention this is all via the Galaxy Buds app available for both Android and iOS? I think it's only right that the Galaxies take the cake here. AirPods are second and Soundpeats are third. So fit, comfort, ease of use. So comfort is always a subjective one, and full disclosure, I tend to go for the half in-ear style earbuds rather than the in-ears for comfort. The AirPods and Soundpeats have a similar half-in-ear design and fit, and I could leave them in my ears all day, no problem. The Galaxies, however, are more of an in-ear style, and because of that, I just didn't enjoy wearing them for extended periods of time. And if you, yes, you, don't mind in-ears, I can say they are quite good in comparison to others that I've tried. All three buds are reliable to connect into Bluetooth and taking calls, We're honestly just splitting hairs here. I was actually expecting the Soundpeats to fall behind in this area, pretty much due to its price, but it just never happened. All in all, it's a tie for AirPods and Soundpeats. They're comfortable and they're very reliable. A second place for Galaxy Buds only because to me they were less comfortable. Now let's talk about sound quality. Let's start with the AirPods and Soundpeats. They've got a very similar sound. I had to do some very heavy A/B testing, and honestly, if you made me do a blind test, I'd probably only get it right half the time. But comparing apples to apples without special audio or any other gimmicks, the AirPods do sound better, and I believe they do have a greater dynamic range. The bass is deeper and delivery is much smoother. The Soundpeats to my ears just had a bit of a boom in the sub bass. It's like the Soundpeats couldn't get as low as they wanted to, so they EQ'd it a bit just to reach that very low end. On the mids and highs, vocals and treble have a very similar sound signature, but just cleaner and more detail on the AirPods. But let me reiterate, the differences are very minute. But the Galaxies, totally different sound. They're in-ear, so they rumble and go deep. You can almost feel it in your chest. But their mids and highs really took a back seat. If you're about that bass, these are probably the pair you want. But for reference, I use headphones a lot and mostly open backs, though my favorite being regarded as more bassy open backs, so I'm definitely not an analytical listener. With all that being said, the AirPods take the win as the best sounding and a very close second for the Soundpeats. The Galaxies just didn't sound balanced to me. But hey, if bass is all you care about, you might actually enjoy them. So now on to sound latency. Movies and videos, there's nothing to worry about here. There's no sync issues. AirPods don't have a gaming mode, but the Galaxy Buds have a gaming mode under experimental, which doesn't instill much confidence. Luckily, the Soundpeats Air3 do have a gaming mode. So with gaming mode on, here are the Galaxy Buds and Soundpeats firing the same gun in PUBG. In game mode, there's no discernible lag for me using either one of these earbuds. The AirPods I have tested in my previous video, and there is a noticeable delay in firing a gun and hearing the sound. Unless I start counting milliseconds, I think both the Soundpeats and Galaxy Buds are a tie at first place. I'll give AirPods a second place only because it at least does movies and videos fine, but just be aware if you're a heavy gamer, they might not be for you. So now onto the calls and microphone. I've made some recordings of all three, once in a relatively silent room and then with simulated background noise, so take a listen. This is a test of the microphone on the AirPods 3rd generation. How do you think they sound? This is a test of the microphone on the Galaxy Buds Live. How do you think they sound? This is a test of the microphone on the Soundpeats Air3. How do you think they sound? Here's a recording of the Apple Airpods 3rd generation with simulated background noise. Here is a recording of the Galaxy Buds Live with some simulated background noise. Here is a recording of the Soundpeats Air3 with simulated background noise. So firstly, the Galaxy Buds. It's the most natural sounding in the relatively quiet room. AirPods were in the second place and the Soundpeats in third. All three of them sounded great. And then in the most important test with simulated background noise, you can still hear their distinct microphone sound profile come through, but this is where I think the AirPods and Soundpeats shine. I think it's due to that stem design which allows your voice to be forward sounding, making it easier to hear. Whereas with the Galaxy Buds, your voice is going to be a bit softer, and that doesn't do any favors for the person at the other end of your call. I'm going to give this round to the AirPods, but a very close second to the Soundpeats, and a third to the Galaxy Buds. So with the battery test, I've kept this very simple. I've looked at its battery life with no special functions such as spatial audio or ANC turned on, and with some regards to its case battery. So with the AirPods, you get 6 hours on one charge and 30 hours with the case. The Galaxies, you get 8 hours on a charge, 29 hours with the case. And the Soundpeats, you get 5 hours on a charge and 17.5 hours with the case. While the AirPods do get an extra hour, I think because the Galaxy is getting 8 hours out of one charge, it has to take the win here. Soundpeats clearly last in this endurance test. 5 hours isn't bad. There are plenty of other half-in-ear buds that get only around 3 to 4 hours, and it's clearly sacrificed its case battery for size. If you're going for a super long road trip or a couple of long-haul flights back to back, the Galaxy Buds or AirPods would do you fine. Probably not the Soundpeats though. So now, the conclusion. Well, if you follow me on this journey from the very start with no skips, give yourself a pat on the back. As a thank you, I will give you explicit permission to like and subscribe to my channel, and that way you can do it all over again in the next video. But here are the results and my final comments. While you could just tally it all up and declare the AirPods the winner, we know it's never that simple. So here are my suggestions. If you have an iPhone and maybe other Apple devices and don't mind spending a little bit more of your dollary dues, I think the AirPods are a very polished set of earbuds and excels in nearly all areas. I'll say this time and time again, but I really like the spatial audio on them, especially when you're using them for extended periods. It just makes the whole listening experience far less fatiguing. If you don't have at least an iPhone, I would say probably skip the AirPods, because without its additional features, it's just not worth going there. Now the Soundpeats. If you just need a reliable pair of earbuds with basic controls that deliver great sound and mic, it's the Soundpeats Air3 all the way. It's my recommendation for most people because it just does everything well, but it just lacks a bit of the spit and polish that the mainstream brands tend to have. Deals do pop up for these as well. I was able to snag mine for under $50 Australian dollars. That means you could buy 5 of these for the price of one set of AirPods 3. Could have one for every device in your house, or even gift a few to your friends, family, mistresses, concubines, servants, eunuchs, whatever you keep in your dungeon. Lastly, the Galaxy Buds Live. They didn't really do it for me.
Not quite my tempo.
Given everybody has their own sound preference, you might actually enjoy its basic sound signature. But I will definitely praise it for the extensive feature set and cross-platform support, and I think that's where you get the most value out of this pair. It's the only one here with ANC if that's important to you. You'll need to step up to the AirPod Pros if you want ANC. At its retail price of $249, it's a definite no from me, but at its going rate of $110 AUD, why not? If you're still unsure which buds to get, here is the final tally, so take the categories most important to you and give it your own weighting and see which one you should get. I have affiliate links down in the description below if you want to help out the channel. But that's all from me. Thank you again for watching. I think my next video is going to be a phone, so make sure you stay tuned for the next show. Until then, bye bye.